I'm thinking, like I'm thinking that they're small.
Sure.
These are huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't eat all this, and
Uh-huh.
like it's okay. So yeah, that was it. That was it. I think with him, they make it easy, and they say, okay, the package tip gratuity is this much, and yeah,
Sure.
they make it simple to follow.
And we got one question that popped in off
There
the
we
chat.
go. We have Alexis
Yeah,
back.
yeah, we still moving and grooving. There was a comment off of the chat that says, "What about bringing on board?" I'm not quite sure what they're saying, there, but in essence, you get nickel and dimed with the excursions and tips and all those other types of things. I know that's one of the things that we were talking about as we were waiting on you, Alexis, is that sometimes when you get off the cruise, you have like a $30,000 bill between snacks and all the other little things, and you're kind of under the impression that the buffet and all the other little things that you were taking part in was included in your bill.
Yeah, it's I feel like honestly that's more of a personal responsibility. It's really hard though, because I mean you are having a time of your life, you're just swiping, and you're not swiping your actual card, you're just swiping your cruise card, forgetting that, oh yeah, this is connected to my bank account. It's really easy to add up. But I will say I feel like the cruise lines are very transparent with what's included. And so like most of the restaurants are included, but you have a couple of specialty restaurants that you have to pay for, or anything in the fun shop and things like that. Like all of that does cost. When it comes to that, that's kind of like any vacation. You pay for your air, hotel, but anything else you buy, you know, or go to a restaurant or a shop, that comes out of pocket.
Right.
So I don't feel like there is that level of nickel and diming. But you kind of got to set a budget, for yourself, and that's where
Mhm.
also a travel, advisor can come in and give you those tips up front, to help you plan so you don't feel that nickel and dime feeling.
And yeah, are you allowed to bring? And again, this is coming off the chat. Another
Mhm.
question about bringing goods on board, like alcohol, and what are some of the policies with some of the cruise companies in terms of if I want to bring my own liquor or water and those types of things?
So here's the thing. Now that with that water, they definitely get you. When it comes to like, you can bring sodas on board. So like but they have to be closed and in a can. So you can bring sodas on board. You just can't bring anything like in a glass. Of course you can bring your Stanley cup or whatever cups that you have, and you can fill up at the water station. That's what I always suggest, because those bottles of water definitely adds up. So I would suggest bringing your cup on board and filling up at the water stations, because water is, I mean, or with the tea and lemonade that's normally included. That
Mhm.
is the one thing I do feel like they kind of nickel and dime you on, but you can bring on sodas. As long as they are closed, you can do one 12 pack per passenger
Mhm.
of a soda of your choice. So you can do that, which is really helpful for those who choose not to purchase the soda packages, because normally in your cruise fare you have water, tea, lemonade.
Mhm.
But if you like sodas, then yeah, then you are coming out of pocket to purchase sodas if that is not a package you purchase. And so you definitely can bring sodas on board, but no liquor, no liquor.
And, and I just want to follow up on Dr. T's question. I'm going back to the boots on the ground stuff.
Okay.
Um, is that real, or is that urban legend? And if that is real, do you see any repercussions coming from the African American community? Because I mean, are they banning rock music? Are they banning other types of music? Now don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone should come on board and act a fool, you know. But I just, in your opinion as a travel agent, if
Mhm.
that's true, are they killing a fly with a sledgehammer, or is that justified? And is this like a common thing that's going on? Then I'm gonna shut up.
I, no, I don't know anything about banning the. I know this is going around. I've seen it on social media though. They're banning hip hop music. No, no, they're not banning hip hop music. What? And I really need to even confirm, because like I said, I don't have any confirmation about the as far as banning the hip hop music. Now with the fans, what I can only they have not sent out an actual letter. But what I can imagine is, like I said, people are not using the fans for the boots on the ground dance. I also feel like if you can't bring a fan, it doesn't mean you can't do the dance. And I feel like, as with any fad, boots on the ground is going to be out of our way by next year. It's like I do not believe they're going to be banning hip hop music like that. They are a party cruise, and that is what they play so often. And they don't just play hip hop; they do play a variety of music. But I don't know that to be true.
Well, I heard, this is what I heard, Dr. T. Maybe you can confirm this. I heard there was confusion. I heard what happened on the Carnival cruise. There was now help me if I'm right with this, Dr. T. There was a wet t-shirt contest for ladies over 80, and they called it boobs on the ground. And that's what happened. Is that Dr. T?
you have my full attention. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get in. We're dive deep into it. And that was a left hook that I didn't see coming.
That's what I heard. I'm just, I'm not one to gossip, but I'm gonna shut up now.
Now, I doubt Alexis. Again, you're the expert, but I doubt that boots on the ground would go away because of the deltas. I think that's going to stay for a very long time. Just because of that.
With anything, as with the cha-cha slide and the wobble, as with any live dance, correct? Yeah. I do. I get it. So that's another reason why I don't see them banning, banning that hip hop music. I don't have any confirmation of that, and I would find that very hard to believe that at all.
One of the things on Disney, there is not a soda package. You can have unlimited soda. You can bring 2 bottles of wine and maybe a six pack of beer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have to pay. There's no alcohol package. It's just like you just go to the bar and you just order your drink. Right? Mm-hmm. I like soda. I think on a cruise, I think I can do without soda for 5 days or whatever. But,
yeah.
But Disney, I won't say it's free because I know I'm paying for it, right? So it's there, but there's no package.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I don't like and I do like about Disney is they have the pirate night. Mm-hmm. So people dress up as pirates. Some people dress up Peter Pan, Captain Hook, and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. So they have 30 minutes of live music. We're all on deck, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that the difference is when everyone's on deck for Pirate Night, we're not moving around and dancing like Carnival Cruise. So it's manageable. Mm-hmm. So they're singing, there's entertainment, and I'm like, all right, stop singing. I want to hear I want to see the fireworks. That's what I want to see. I want to see anything else. And the fireworks are amazing. It's one of the top tier fireworks that I've witnessed.
Yeah.
Do they have that on Carnival where they have like a specialty night and then there's like fireworks?
They do have specialty nights. So for basically how it goes, for every 5, let's say for a 5-night cruise, you're going to have at least 1 theme night.
Okay.
As you move on to 7 days, if you do 7 days, you'll have 2 theme nights. So basically the longer your cruise, like every 3 days, they'll try to make sure they do a theme night. They definitely do have one, like a dressy casual night where the whole ship dresses up, and that's the night, everybody does formal dining, and then you take your pictures, and things like that. Now that level of entertainment, no, not okay. Carnival, like not to that, unless it's a specialty cruise such as New Year's or holiday, and things like that. But on the average, the most entertainment is going to be the Lido deck, or sometimes the DJ moves to the bar on the inside. But I will say there's always something happening. There's always a music, whether it's dancing, whether it's the ice sculpture contest, whether it's bingo. Okay. Like, they do always have a nice amount of entertainment, but it looks a little different, from your Disney experience.
Okay. So here's another question, because they have like the themed cruises. Now I'm not sure if it's Carnival, but it's like the 80s cruise or the 90s cruise. That's when I was in high school and college. I'm like, that might be more my speed. Have you participated or scheduled one of your clients to be on one of those cruises? And if so, how did it go?
Actually, I have not. A lot of like I said, there are themes, and so on the cruises that I have done or that I've even sent clients on have pretty much just been more of a dress up, type of theme, but not necessarily a theme on that. But then different ships do offer different things, and so
Okay.
if you have Carnival, who has 30 plus ships, different a lot of, and they're doing a lot new different things with their newer ships. So like their newer ships like Carnival Celebration and Carnival Jubilee, like a lot of those things may be happening on those. The ones that I've been on or sent clients on honestly have been kind of more of the older mid ships, not necessarily the newer ships, because as you just said, a lot of those newer ships are a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
So I haven't quite experienced that in that sense, but they are definitely out there. You got to make sure you choose the right ship.
Okay. One thing that you said, Alexis, that hits home. We went on our first cruise. It was San Diego, two nights, because we weren't sure. Our kids were really young, right? Our second cruise was in March 2020, and we're like, please don't shut down the world. Please don't shut down. And 2 weeks before the cruise, they shut it down, right? And we all lived that. So, we're like, okay, 3 months we'll get in. And they were very good with Disney. They're like, you can get your money back, or we'll credit you 125% of what you paid. So since COVID went on for a little bit, our cruises were canceled at least 4 times. So we upgraded even more, which was great.
Okay.
So during that time, we went on YouTube to watch, okay, we're going on the Disney Dream. What do we need to know? And just in our minds to get out of Las Vegas, right? And what you said hit home. They don't tell you all the perks within cruises. We're like, oh, we didn't know we can do that. Oh, we didn't know we can do that. So the hidden gems, so they can save some money or make some money off of us, right? So do you have your clients check out videos, or do you have a tutorial that you've made for your clients?
YouTube is, so as far as that, I think TikTok and YouTube are great visuals. You can, because even on the consumer website and even the travel agent, and we know a lot of the ins and outs as far as different ships and things, and I try to make sure I definitely inform my clients of those things. Honestly, the trips that I had, look, most of my clients have kind of just said, hey, I want to go, this is my budget, these are my dates, these are the ports I do or do not want to leave from, can you give me some suggestions? And so I haven't had like the specialty requests, and I've had a couple first time cruisers, but a lot of my clients have been repeat cruisers, and so they kind of know what to expect. But what I do try to do is make sure that, like, I just had an anniversary cruise not long ago in April, and I made sure I sent something special to their room. So when they got there, they had a nice little gift. And
What'd you send them?
I sent them chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't take them to be drinkers, so I sent apple cider instead of champagne. Because he's a pastor, so I didn't, wanted to make sure.
He's a what now?
Doesn't mean he doesn't drink. I just wanted to be respectful.
He's a pastor?
Yeah. Yes. And I wanted to make sure, I sent the apple cider and the chocolate covered strawberries instead of the, champagne. I wanted to make sure that they use, whatever.
Was that the Diddy cruise and you sent the baby oil?
No.
No? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'll shut up.
No,
Sorry.
not that at all. Not that at all.
That's the other show. I'm sorry.
No.
What is it, Alexis? The views and opinion of does not represent us.
Mm-mm. Not affiliate at all.
Well, Alexis, thank you for coming tonight. You know what? we have to have you back in about 6
Absolutely.
months. Or not. No, that's too long. Let school start a little bit in October, November. We have to have you back and, talk about this, and hopefully some of this stuff dies down with Carnival, and, we can talk about cruising and again, you share your experience, and people need to know what you do so we can support you. So that's very important. So again, tell us, you have She Gets It Done Travel. And do you have Instagram, a number they can call you that we can put up for you?
Absolutely, I do. So I do have an Instagram, and it literally is pretty easy. It's whatever the name. She Gets It Done Travel is the name of my Instagram, and
Nice.
on there I do post a lot of travel deals. Post reviews. You can also Google me. So if you Google She Gets It Done Travel, you'll see all the 31 5-star reviews from thank you, from all of my different clients, from cruises to all inclusive vacations, Cape Town, Amsterdam. I've had quite a bit of expertise in those things. So She Gets It Done Travel on Instagram. My actual website is sgidtravel.com. So you can get to know a little bit more about me, and that is where my email and phone number is posted as well. You could also just click the chat button and it'll come straight to my email. But please, yes, follow on Instagram. Contact me, for anything cruising, all-inclusive vacations. One thing I do want to say about cruising right quick is one really fun thing that I would love to, whatever the next topic may be. If you go to a cruise port, one cool thing that as a travel agent I do have access to is being able to experience a resort day pass. And so I do have a option for, let's say you don't want to get off the port, let's say you don't want to do an excursion, you can go to a resort, purchase a day pass while you're there, that I can help set up, and then you can still go back and enjoy your cruise. So those are the types of perks.
Wow.
Of working
Don't
with
say that. No, because my wife we went to where did we go? The Bahamas. I want to see where the people live, right? And then we went in the town. It was great. And then at the Bahamas, there's like this huge resort.
Atlantis.
Yes, Atlantis. She's like, I want to go over there. I'm like, no, I want to see where the people live. Now you said that, she's going to call you and say, hey, on next cruise, I want to go to the resort.
Yes, there you go. Isn't it?
My pocket.
There you go. Tell wifey to call me. I got it. We're gonna set her up for a resort day pass, and then she's gonna get back on her ship.
Oh.
Hey, Alexa, I do have one question to ask that I forgot to ask. Are any of your clients having reservations about traveling in terms of having issues with customs and border patrol? That's one of the things that you're seeing on social media, and I totally forgot to ask that after we had those technical difficulties. But are you seeing that, and are you giving any advice to your clients in terms of rather travel to this place versus that place? Just looking at some of the challenges that are being reported in the media in terms of customs and so forth.
I haven't really had too many reservations in regards to that. From what I have done in research, a lot of it is more so people coming into the U.S., not necessarily going to that country. And then the rules of that definitely change when you're cruising than when you're going by air. So
Sure.
I haven't had. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said sure.
Yeah, I haven't had any reservations about that, but mostly from what I have read, I mean, I'm constantly using travelstate.gov. They always have the advisories, there for the public as well. But most of what I am hearing, and it was a couple countries, I'm like, wow, really? Like St. Lucia, I saw was quote unquote on the list, but a lot of that is them coming here to the U.S., not us traveling there. And so if our passport has that we are a U.S. Citizen, then we're good. And I haven't really had any clients that's had reservations about that, and I surely don't. I'm leaving. I'm out. So
Gotcha. Okay, and apologies, I really forgot to ask that because we just want to make sure that when people do travel, they can travel with a degree of comfort, knowing that wherever I'm going, St. Lucia or wherever, the Bahamas or Florida or wherever, I can go enjoy myself, my family, and so forth, come back home, and that's the end of it, not have a whole lot of issues. So Just didn't know whether that had come up with any of your clients.
Yeah, no, but it's so important to be well informed, whether it's about that, whether it's about making sure you understand whether or not you need a visa and for how long, like your immunization shots, depending on what destination you're going to. So it is very important to be well informed. And again, that's what I'm here for. That's what travel agents are for, to tell you all those things that you need, so you don't have to have that stress of planning it. That's what we're here for. Gotcha.
And like Dr. T said, and I'm gonna turn it back over to him. Shout out your number and your location and all the other information so that folks know where to find you and use your services.
Absolutely. So my number is 301, based out of the DMV, 301-556-8842. My website is sgidtravel.com. You can go there to learn a little bit more about all of my services. You can Google me, She Gets It Done Travel. You'll see all of the reviews. And like I said, I am here for all the planning and stress up front so that you can have a successful vacation. So please feel free to reach out with any questions and any requests so we can get your vacation started.
I'm looking at the website. I mean, I'm looking at one picture. You and your friends look like you turned up. It says Shot Queen. I'm like, okay.
It don't say nothing about no Shot Queen on my website.
Yes, it does.
That's a
picture. It might have been a wedding party, maybe.
Yes. Okay. That's a bachelor. Oh yes. Okay. Wait, hold on. That's not me.
Wait a minute. Is that another Dominican?
But that is funny. That's actually a Vegas trip. That was for a bachelorette party, and they were in Vegas. That was like one of the first trips I booked back in like 2022. Yes, that is that I booked everything: honeymoons, anniversaries, bachelorette, all the things. Yeah.
Is that the one where you all had dollarbills.com?
None of that.
You thought I was trying to put you on blast. I'm like, no, I'm looking at it right now.
No, because you said me and my friends. Okay, now the picture above that is actually me and my friends, and we were in Dominican Republic.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that is actually my friends, and we were in Dominican Republic. That is hilarious. But no, these are client pictures that they have sent, just to kind of show. But then also, if you click reviews at the top, you'll see those Google reviews posted here as well, just to see the variety of different trips I've planned and expertise that I have.
Okay, absolutely. All right. Thank you for this informative session. We're going to meet again in about 3 months. We got to hear the tea, as the kids would say. So,
in fact, Alexis, if you would promise to come back just before the Labor Day holiday,
that sounds perfect.
We can talk about what's coming up, and because this is Doc was like, yeah, man, we got to talk about cruise, which was a great idea, and we just appreciate you coming to the show on such short notice. We really appreciate that. But we want to have you back around Labor Day.
Okay.
I know folks will be looking for travel and all those types of things, and you can give your advice and your do's and your don'ts.
Yep.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for listening to Straight No Chaser Radio.
Turn it up. Keeping it grown and sexy. Delicious.
Keep them coming.
With Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. Keeping it grown and sexy. Delicious.